So today I'm going to be working on the Mark II MX-5. Once again, I'm not going to be working on any exterior pieces today. I'm going to be doing some audio on the car today. This car has upgraded speakers, and I did have an old kind of Fast and Furious style flip out DVD player stereo, but after taking that out and after upgrading to this lovely Android unit, I picked this up for about €110 off Amazon. It was off Amazon WareHouse deals, so you kind of get slightly damaged stuff. And after picking up this under seat sub, I wanted to get a sub for a car, but I wanted something that would fit in the car. An under seat sub seemed like the only option to get. I did have a sub in the boot before, but you can't hear anything since it's a convertible. It's completely cut off by the fuel tank and everything in between. So I'm going to be installing these two today. I have fitted the stereo already. That was handy enough to wire in. It didn't come with a direct in, click in sort of thing. You have to wire it in yourself. But all the wires are labeled, so it was completely fine, easy to do. So I'm gonna get this in place. The stereo is here. I still need to, it's all wired in into the back there, so I need to fit this in. The cage it came with doesn't really work with mine, so I'm probably just gonna do a cable tie job on it. But first I'm gonna connect in the new sub, the under seat sub here. Comes with a lot of wiring here. This was Amazon WareHouse deals as well as the other one. This did come with some actual scratches though. You can see it's not the, you can see probably some tiny little scratches on the front. Doesn't mean it's used, but it could have been display model or out of the box. So this goes on the dash somewhere, wherever I want. I'm just gonna throw that up, but I'm not sure where I'm gonna do it yet. Maybe down along the side somewhere, nice and discreet. That's for controlling it. And then I have a ground constant power, and one of these I think is like ignition power. So I'll run that off the same one as the stereo, hopefully that works okay. If anyone's wondering what sub this is, it is this one here, TSWH500A. First thing I have to wire in is the input to the sub. It comes with these two little input pieces, but there's no output from this that suits that. So it also comes with another one that you can wire into two separate speakers, and as this is convertible, I'm only using two of the outputs already for the front and left here, so I have the two rear ones left, which is what I'm going to use. So these just click in here, and then oh shit, whoop. So they just click in there, and then these just connected to the positive and negative rear outputs of the stereo. So I'm going to connect up these first. So the new subwoofer is completely wired in now. I put in the constant, the ignition power, and then I've connected up all of the bits and pieces into the back of it. So I have the little controller here. It looks like an absolute mess here though. So I'm going to show you the stereo actually first. I'm actually going to push this all in and try get it in roughly placed, and then I'll show you the stereo, and then I'll talk about the subwoofer. So this is the Android unit that I've after installing in the car. The resolution on this Android unit is really good, definitely decent enough for what I needed, just basically to be able to scroll through, pick music and all that sort of thing. It has sat nav on it as well. It has this, there it is there, and it has a GPS unit which I wired down the back, and I'm gonna, it's down the back there somewhere. It should work at the moment. I haven't really tried it out yet. But I'll probably have to put the GPS unit up on the windscreen somewhere just so I can get a good signal. As well as that, it plays music through Bluetooth. I'm going to play something now in a minute. The old unit I had as well, if I want to play my own music, I had to plug it in through an auxiliary cable, which is a bit of an effort having to plug in each time, and those cables constantly break on me. So it's a lot better, definitely better being able to play through Bluetooth, like most car stereos nowadays. So that is the sat nav thing there. It's probably not coming up because I don't have the GPS unit up on top. It's probably blocked in by all the crap in the car. So for playing my own music, I go up to Bluetooth. So it's just basically your phone, so you can make phone calls there, and then you can go across here to your music. So you can see here, it's the DB Dailies, Carry Me. The sound through the unit as well is really good. I thought it'd been a kind of a cheaper unit that it would kind of affect it, and the volume and stuff through the speakers would be low, but that is not the case with this one. I'm really happy with the resolution as well. You don't really know what you're going to get with some of these. A lot of them quote higher resolution than they actually are, but this one here is pretty good. as you can see, nice and clear, and you have a clock and just loads of little bits and pieces. There's so much more I have to look at on this as well. And there is a browser, and there's I think there's NFC, or there's mirroring as well. You can see it there. There's a few different ways to connect. I haven't really looked at that yet. Don't think mirroring is something I will need. Has loads of different cables that went down the back. There's USB cables down there as well, which might give power. There's just so many different things to look at here. So the head unit is definitely a great buy for just over 100 quid. Definitely beats the Android eBay head units, I'm pretty sure. I've seen videos of them and reviews of them are fairly crap. This one had 5-star Amazon review, which is why I went with it. It was cheap and it's just a great buy overall. I'm definitely really happy with it. So next thing I'm going to do is fit the sub underneath this chair. Hopefully I have 2 spots for it. It's either going to go in behind that chair, behind it, kind of like side vertical, or if I can fit it, it's going to go into this seat, hopefully. I have it all wired up. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm going to throw it underneath and then I'm going to test it out. But I'm pretty sure it gets power and everything at the moment. So before even taking the seat out, I realised there was no way it was going to fit. I put my hands underneath there and I didn't realise how tiny little space there is at the back. So it's going behind this seat here. It's handy enough. Hopefully I'll still feel the bass from here. It's not too far away. I was going to put up the back lying down, but I think it's better behind one of the seats, kind of more discreet. And this seat should go back fairly far. It literally doesn't lose that much of a space, like only a tiny little bit of a space at the top, since that's usually kind of reclined slightly. So I'm going to run the wires through underneath. I have this one here is for the little handheld control. You can see that there, that's for adjusting gain and frequency, and then there's a little button down here which makes it extra loud. I don't know what phase means. So I'm going to mount that as well. But first I'm going to run through the little wires. They're all down underneath here. I'm going to connect them all in, I'm going to test it out. Woofer is now installed. I've after putting all the wires, as you can see me doing there, tucking all the wires underneath there. There's like 5 or 6 that come back here and lead to the sub back here. The reason I have it at the angle that it is now is because there's those metal bars that come out, which I think are for strapping in a car seat or something like that. Might cut them out eventually if that's what they are and I'm not going to use them. That's why it's sitting up so high at the moment. If I put it down actually on the ground, I'll have to have the car seat even more forward. So that's fine the way it is. So I'm going to test this bad boy out now. For the remote as well, I've after sticking that on there. As you can see, it's nice and discreet down by the side. Just able to lower it down, higher it up. So if I switch on the car, have music playing here off one of the YouTube videos at the moment. I can feel a slight rumble off the subwoofer, but not too much. So I'm going to higher one of these up. There's 2 settings here. I'm not sure what the difference between frequency and gain is. I'll lower that down for a second. So I'm going to higher that up to the highest it can go. Oh, I can feel it already. And I'll higher this up as well. Oh shit. I don't know. This is being picked up on the camera, but that is loud. As you can hear there, the noise of the sub is crazy. There was a lot of rattling going in behind it. It's probably to do with the way it's sitting on those metal things. So I've just have to sit it down on the ground there now. But definitely next thing I'm going to do is cut out those just so I can have it up against a nice flat surface and I don't have to have the seat like holding in against it to kind of balance it on the little metal things. But that is definitely a great improvement over the sound in the car. And then the stereo as well is incredible. This actually gives out a little bit more sound as well. I'm not sure if it has a higher output for the speakers, but it definitely sounds a lot better. And there's loads of EQ settings as well, so I'm able to mess around with them as well to increase the bass, as well as messing around on the little remote there. So if anyone's looking for these two pieces, I'll try to link them to them below. They're both from Amazon Warehouse deals. That one there, the head unit, was absolutely perfect when it arrived. There was nothing wrong with it. I don't know why it was down as used or whatever. The Pioneer speaker did have slight scratches along the top, but it's for going underneath seats or behind seats, so I was perfectly fine with that. But there were definitely two huge improvements as I drive this 7 days a week, making it a little bit more livable. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep updated. I have loads more videos coming, at least once a week. I'm trying to get 2 up a week at the moment. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.